Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Peep Show. We are Sunday, the 29th of March 2020. Sylvain with you today for a new live. The main topic and the main question we can ask ourselves is how long the stock market rebound can last. This is the question that everyone is asking themselves. Basically, we have one major information to take into account for the upcoming week, for next week. Just wait. So the main information we have to take into account when we are dealing with this question is what is coming, what news is coming into the market, and what can influence the market in a bad or in a good way. Mid-April, so basically in less than 2 weeks, we will have what we call the corporate earnings of the US companies. So basically, American companies will issue and will publish their results for the first quarter of 2020, and we will also take into consideration the impact of the coronavirus crisis on the numbers. So this is the first thing that we have to take into account: the coronavirus numbers, the earnings season that will start normally mid-April. So with the result of Alcoa is always a company that is giving the start of the earnings season, and the result for the first quarter are expected to be released around mid-April. So this is the first, I'll say, the first target date that we have to keep in mind. The stock market was bullish last week. Next week it could be a stabilization week, so basically a pretty neutral week. And mid-April we can have I'll say a return of the volatility. The volatility was just reduced in the last previous week. If you look at the VIX, let me show you a chart. If you just looked at the VIX, the VIX just decreased. Basically, the volatility on the S&P 500 options just decreased, and we went from, I'll say, one of the highest level we've ever seen. A VIX that was during some I'll say some days and some trading session at 85. So this is just pretty amazing. This is an incredibly high level to 65 right now. 65 is still a very volatile and big numbers, but that basically means that right now the volatility on the options on the S&P 500 options is pretty high. So basically volatility is high, so the price of options is high. So when the volatility is high, if you want to buy a call or if you want to buy a put, it will be very expensive for you to do it. So basically during those kind of events, people try to sell the volatility, but also selling volatility, you have to do it in the right way. It's not like you short you sell an option naked and then you wait and you pray for it to not bust your account. You gotta do it in a more intelligent way. If you look also at the euro against the US dollar, you will also notice that we have something very interesting here. So the euro against the US dollar is just pretty amazing, because during those last trading sessions, we've seen something that is, I'll say, quite incredible. This is something that we didn't see in a few years, to be completely transparent. Since 2013, 2014, we didn't add such volatility on the forex market. Look at what is going on. The volatility was quite high. We took, like, for example, here between December and February, we took 3 months to just I'll say have a 400 pips down move. All right, and here between February and early March, so in less than 2 weeks, we've done 600 pips, and we took 600 pips. So basically, the volatility just spiked in the euro dollar, and yeah, look, the US dollar was just, I would say, regaining forces against the euro, but obviously the rescue package asked by the White House just killed the US dollar for now. So that's one of the fact that we have to take into account. So right now the euro dollar, I don't have any strategy on it. Okay, we have a euro dollar here, we have a range 114, 105. That's it. We are fluctuating between that range. We have to take into account that the US is basically the United States basically just lowered its interest rate at an amazing record low level, and also they printed so much money. So like we're talking about a minimum of $2 trillion for the White House rescue plan. The Federal Reserve on its own is also buying mortgage-backed securities, etc., and injecting also money. So the value of the US dollar is expected to decrease in the, I'll say, on the medium term. We can definitely see a euro dollar that will maybe start to go higher. So we'll see. For now, it's too soon, I'll say, to draw some conclusions, because the market is moving, the situation is evolving day to day, and we are expecting a peak of the coronavirus crisis for next week and the week after in Europe and in the United States. So we will see at the peak of the crisis how the market will react, and we will also see during the earnings season, the earnings season that is expected to start in April, what is the concrete impact of the coronavirus crisis on financial companies, and also I will say on US corporation and also on European corporation. Okay, next week we also have something that is very important to monitor: the non-farm payrolls. So basically, those numbers are the numbers that we have to take into account. The NFP, I'll see if they have something here. No, they don't. They only have stocks. The non-farm payrolls are basically the number of jobs created in non-farm sectors. So basically all the sectors except farms. And we are expecting a very, 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 very poor number for March. Okay, so the number of February were just extraordinary. We had 273,000 of new jobs created, and for this month, for this NFP, we are expecting minus 100,000 people not employed. Okay, so basically 100,000 people not employed. Okay. No new jobs, even a contraction of 100,000. Okay, so people fired. So that's crazy, and that's what we are waiting. Next Friday we'll have the answer to that question. Alright guys, we see each other tomorrow for a new Peep Show, same time, same YouTube channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask your question on the Wheel of Arya World Facebook group or directly on YouTube, and we will be more than happy to answer to all of your questions. See you very soon, and take care. Bye bye.